Of course, this is an original design by Trevor Henderson, famous. I don't know how famous he is, but he's the one who made this. He's the one who made Siren Head. So that's where we're at. And look forward to creating this little piece. See what we make of this. I'm not quite sure yet, but what we're gonna do. Let's start with the sirens here on the head. It's kinda in the distance. He has really long arms. So let's figure that out. And I'm thinking about adding like fire watchtower, maybe here. Like those fire lookout towers. I'm not quite 100% sure how they look like, but we're gonna do something here. Maybe something like this, I don't know. I know they have a staircase down to the lookout, or up to the lookout tower, like so. And big glasses, of course, so they can look outside, get a glance at things. So, kinda, this fire lookout is gonna be in darkness. It's not gonna have a lot of detail. Just to get the feel for scale, kinda. And the siren head is quite far away in the distance. And the neck has to be really long. I want it to be quite long. Gonna be quite a dark drawing here. Not that dark, but darker than we usually create. Like so. Maybe we have a little moon here. It's at night, I imagine, the scene. So find a reference for a fire lookout tower. How those towers look like, yeah, like so. Roofs are actually quite flat. Not all of them are, but you know, mine is gonna be this way. This is what we're rolling with. let's get to smudging all this graphite out, like so. Don't worry about his shape right now, we're gonna adjust that later on in the drawing here, so don't worry about that. Like so. Going through all these parts, removing all these hard lines, so we have a nice smooth base to work with here. Nothing weird, usually this is how we do it. So yeah, this is gonna be a kind of ambient drawing. You're gonna see detail on Siren head, of course. The moonlight is gonna be hitting him. But all this other stuff, the lookout tower, the forest, it's not gonna be in focus as much. So like this, and yeah, this is gonna be a nice little short series with some Trevor Henderson fan art. So we've done the cartoon cat, we're doing Siren head, maybe we'll do the breech worm. I'm gonna do some more research and see what other drawings we can do. Yeah, this is gonna be dark as well, like so. Just like so. Smudge it out again with the stove pen. And fire lookouts, I don't know if they're active still. I'm not sure, I don't think so. Maybe there's like one or two left. It's used like digitally now, like they use drones and stuff like that. Don't need an actual person to be in these towers anymore. But I know in the 60s or 70s, there used to be like 7,000 fire lookouts in the US, which is crazy, the decline. But it's part of life, part of change. That's what happens. Let's work a bit on the silhouette here. This little guy. This cute little guy, right? Like so. And you have to be careful here a bit, because he's kind of far away. I don't know how much detail we're gonna be able to give him, to be honest. But I'm gonna try my best to give him some detail. We have some wood going cross sectioned like this, and this. And then we have the kind of stairs behind that, filling in this. It's the stealth pen again. Just using the stealth pen here to get a nice gradient on the background. Like so. trees. Okay, let's work on the shape a bit more here. Give him some detail. As I said before, I don't know the exact level of detail we're gonna be adding here, but I'm gonna try my best to make it look good. Work a bit more on the trees here, just like so. And I imagine he has kind of long claws, two big long claws, so he can like grab his prey easily. Like this is not gonna be an exact replica of his Siren head. This is just kind of my interpretation of Trevor Henderson's artwork. Just a sweet little mini series. And if you guys like this, then I might continue, do more. Maybe we do some, I don't know, Junji Ito stuff. He's one of my favorite artists of all time. I really adore that guy. He makes really screwed up artwork, but then he's like such a lovely guy. Seems like I haven't met him, but would love to. And like it's funny, like the artists compared to their art. Like I like creating frightening stuff as well, but I wouldn't say I'm screwed up in the head or something like that. I'm quite a nice guy as well. But if you compare Junji Ito to like Miyazaki, who created the Ghibli universe, then you can really see like you can like read so much into that, because Miyazaki is quite depressing man, so he created this really lovely world in his Ghibli world. And if you compare that to Junji Ito, who creates really horrible, it's like the modern nightmare artist. If you think about nightmare art, you will think of Junji Ito basically. And he's such a lovely guy. It's funny. I saw like an interview with Miyazaki, and he's like, yeah, the world is so depressing and I hate like people, and by creating the Ghibli universe I can kind of escape from those thoughts kinda. And it's the same way with kinda H.R. Geiger, who created the xenomorphs. He's known for that, known for all these human machine hybrids. Seems also like a really cool, nice, calm guy. Like there's nothing weird about him, even though his art was really screwed up in many ways. So never judge a book by its cover, I would say. Just because the art is weird and scary doesn't mean the artist has to be. Okay, we are slowly getting something here. This is a like empty fire lookout tower. There's no one here. I was thinking of adding a guy, but it's gonna look messy, I think, with all the detail we're adding here. So see this fire lookout fence here. There needs to be like a pole, a wooden pole going here, like so. just for support, kind of to support the fence, I guess. Alright, like this. And we have to remember to use the stone pen. Every time we add lines, we need to remember that. Like this. Same here with this area. Okay, let's do big strokes here. So we can move on to different parts of this drawing, like so. Let's go into detail here a bit. Work more on the values. Darks has to be darker, the whites will be whiter. He has a really clear rib cage in all the fan art I've seen, so that's what we're doing here as well. Like so, and we're gonna make it so you can kind of see a mouth here, just kind of like teeth. Can kind of see something's going on there, you don't know what. So fill in all these claw hands, like so. Fill in all these wood parts of the lookout tower. Just like so. Same here. Just give everything a bit of a line. Give it a stronger shape kinda by slightly outlining. so it's easier for us in the future to outline this with the line art. Like so. Their little roof here, there's a little chimney here as well. They want to cook some food in the lookout tower. Wooden roof maybe. And this is a bit too light. A bit too light. I want it to look like this light coming from below him, kinda. So we fill in this area here. Press down hard here. That's a bit too light, that area, so we press down extra hard on that area, like so. Now we go crazy with the stomp pen again. Circular motions here, near the moon, like this. So, and this as well. We don't want the whitest of whites. We want the moon to be white. That's about it. And then the highlights, of course, are gonna be white. Like so, maybe. Maybe the chimney has some highlight to it. There's a wooden house, so we give some wooden planks to the exterior of the house. So. All right. This bush tree here, I'm quite bothered by. I want it to be darker. A little bit darker. And that's about it. I think we're happy with that tree, with that value. We're gonna go through with the shading this here. And I think the steps, we're gonna skip those. I think it looks nice just having it this way. Maybe the stairs are out of the picture kinda here. So I think this looks better this way actually. And this, when I think of Siren Head, this is what I think about. Fire lookout, deep out in the forest. Maybe he hears a loud siren, wonders what it is. He sees the trees moving, and then bam, he comes out from the brush, shows his ugly mug. You know, that's what I think about when I think of Siren Head, and I'm sure many other people do as well. And if you want to hear a good like horror story about Siren Head, you can check out Lighthouse Horror. It's a really cool channel, and they have a video about Siren Head. It's like audio form, a really nice narrator. He has a really good voice, so if you like that type of stuff, if you like horror, as I guess you do, if you come here, then please go check that guy out. Now we're gonna work on the finer details here. I'm trying to section the highlights here. So trying to shade where this paper's kind of messing with me, I don't know. Shade all the areas except the highlights. So it's easier for us when we go to the highlighting stage to see exactly where we put the highlights. And this is kind of like an open area here, so that's gonna be lit by the moonlight. That's how I imagine it. So this can be this value, that's totally fine. It's just the trees here and the brush. I want it to be darker. Right, and in this windows you can kind of see the windows from the other side of the house. That's what I'm trying to get here with this effect. So windows on the other side of the house, like so. Let's see, how long we've been recording for? Yeah, 30 minutes about. So we are keeping to schedule, which is nice. All right, let's add some highlights. That's what we're gonna be doing here. Start with the windows, give those some reflections. So and Siren Head is catching a lot of that moonlight, so we make a really clear rim light that he's catching. Same here on the sirens. So, same on the leg here, arm, something like so. And I think the brush we're gonna leave it be. We just adjust this tape here. It's kind of messing with me a little bit, so give me a second. Kind of messing with me a little bit, so like so. I really tried to attach the paper to my table, but sometimes it messes with you and you get into situations like this, but it's fine. Just try and keep my hand away from that paper so it doesn't move. Let's work a bit more on the rib cage here. Like so. Really clear rim light. So it looks like he's really tall up. This. We're almost at the stage where we can start adding line art. I just wanna adjust a few things here and there, fix the values, like here on the belly. Collarbones. This area is usually quite dark, in my drawings at least. I like to keep it that way, like the head is kind of casting a shadow on collarbones. I don't know if we're gonna add teeth to this, it's so far away. If we add teeth, it's gonna look messy, I think, and mess up the cone shape. So I think we are quite happy with the way this is, like this. Actually, let's like make this moon kind of effectful with, you can make some lines like this, kinda. Bit effectful. So it looks like the moon is kind of radiating light, you know, like this. Alright, we are good here. We are gonna start filling in all the nice parts here, the drawing, with some clearer lines. Like so. These like cables, I assume. It looks like cables if you check the artwork. Maybe they're veins keeping him filled with blood, I don't know. Don't know the full lore behind Siren head. Like so. Slowly filling in this little guy here. Emphasize the word little. Like this, really spindly long arms. We're getting really good at drawing spindly arms and hands. I've drawn quite a lot of these type of monsters now, so getting into the habit of getting used to kind of drawing these shapes and forms. Like so. If you guys have come this far into the video, please leave a like and comment what character you want to see next. This wasn't a requested character, this was something I wanted to draw, since we're on the Trevor Henderson line here. Let's give this some lines here. Not at all as thick as Siren Head. These are just slightly thinner lines in the background. And then for the fire lookout tower, I think we might add a bit thicker lines there. Let's do this. To give it some three-dimensionality, so it looks like it's kind of going behind each other, going in front. Let's go through the house here. These are kind of like, I don't know what they're called, but they hold the roof together, the midsection. If you know what these are called, then please comment so in the comments section. Here's the chimney, like so, the roof. Really simple wood roof, nothing special here. Nothing special at all. So fill this in. And you guys know I like to jump around while drawing, so that's what I'm doing now, jumping around different parts, getting a feel for where we want to place the lines. So this is more like a classic Siren Head piece, you know, not really original design by any means. It's just more like my interpretation of a classic Siren Head. If you compare this to the Cool Cat is more of a original design by me. So, fill in all these lines that we want to fill in. As you guys know, line art is not my favorite part, so I'm real careful with filling this in so I don't screw up or put lines where they shouldn't be, you know. Here we're gonna add a little bit like so. Like so, and these wood panels here as well we fill in. It's kind of big patio, so this is kind of where the house ends and the patio begins. A little three-dimensionality for you there. So, let's see, what do we do now? What do we do now? Maybe we give this some love as well. Like there's bound to be some brushes here as well. It's not just flat, you know. Something like this, just to make it look a bit more interesting. Like so. And I'm quite happy with the line weight we have going here. The house doesn't have to have thicker lines, actually it's quite good that way. I want it to be looking kind of menacing, like it's, like I said, radiating these moon waves, we call them. Almost like Siren head is, you know, affecting the moon somehow. Just by its presence, you know. And as always, not too much, so we smoothen that out a bit. You know, if we're going that way, then why not go the whole way, like the moon is kind of radiating. Kind of menacing looking, like this. Supernatural looking. Alright, we're just slowly adding detail here as we go. All right. Give this some love as well. The trees here, maybe they're catching some of that moonlight as well. So I'm just gonna make a little shadow here underneath where I want the highlight to go. So we don't make such a sharp, super sharp highlight. And this patio here, it's way too light. Gonna have to adjust that a bit. Like so. Fill in this glass like so. Like so. And we do a little bit of cleanup here and there now. This is like the final step of our drawing. Some cleanup, some texture work. Basically where we're at now. Really like the composition we have going here. Tell me what you guys think of this piece. If you like what I've drawn here or don't like it. If you like it, then please consider hitting the like button. Not the like button, the like so. Because liking, sharing, all that good stuff lets the algorithm know that you guys like it and pushes it out to more people. Like so. Let's see, the house here is a bit too light. I think you guys have noticed that as well. And the roof is kind of casting a shadow on the house, like so. Alright, we have a better tone here for the house as well. Fixing values can be hard sometimes if you're far into the drawing. So it kind of worried there for a second, but it turned out nice. And this piece is quite graphite heavy drawing, as you noticed by now, so my hand is quite covered with graphite. It's really nothing you can do, like maybe I could buy gloves, drawing gloves, and that wouldn't catch as much graphite maybe on my hands. Filling in the silhouettes here, the big shapes. So the fence here, I want to be a separate entity to the house. So we are almost done with this little piece. Not little, quite a big one. Big piece with a lot of different sections to it. It's all good though. It's all good. I like a nice challenge. And I was thinking at first just to draw, Siren head by itself, kind of without a background. But when people think about Siren head, they also think about the forest, the atmosphere. So I just had to do this piece, And if you have a piece that is calling to you, like a character or something, and you really want me to draw it, then please leave a comment. I'll make sure to put it to my to-do list. like so. Thinking about the window frames here, maybe we add a bit more texture to this, like the windows on the other side, kind of like so. And what we're gonna do now is add texture. So kind of leaves dots and pieces here and there. My signature kind of at this point. Like so. Same with Siren head, we add some small dots and pieces. Not too much because no one's gonna see pores and stuff like that from that distance. Let's just fill in these holes here. So, same with the roof, it's gotta be thicker. And here I'm saying, oh, the line weight on the house is good. And look at me now, here I'm adjusting this. Adjusting this like so, but now we're done. Now we're just adding texture, making it look worn kinda. Wear and tear on the wood. It's a really, I imagine, old fire lookout tower. A well-worn tower kinda. This. Same with the windows, maybe there's kind of like some scratches, kind of dirty. Same with the grass here on the ground, we give a bit of a loving touch, like so. And let's see if we go through this with the stone pen or we leave it like this. I'm not sure right now. Like so. And then for the final step we add some white details here and there. Like so. The knees has like some highlight to it. The wood is not gonna have a lot of highlights. It's kind of dulled out old wood. here. Texture all over really makes a big difference for the general feel of the drawing. I don't like when it's kind of flat and too smoothed out. I like texture, I like intricate details, kinda. Not saying this is so intricate, but so yeah, this is gonna be one of our longer videos, which is nice. I mean, these videos still have to take their sweet time. We're done when we're done. And if we're not done, we'll just keep going. You know, that's my motto. Like so. Just like this. And I want a bit of a highlight here as well to break off this area, like so. And guys and girls, I think we are pretty much done with Siren Head. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you liked this little piece I made here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, and I'll see you. Bye bye.